For this look, I am taking my Estee Lauder Double Wear eye pencil in black onyx, and I'm going to completely fill in my eyelids. Trust me, your application doesn't matter because we're going to blend that through afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the other side, and then I'm going to pick up a dense makeup brush, and what we're going to do is just feather out the outer edges of that black pencil. This will make your crease look nice and smoky and soft, and it's going to create a very, very nice base for everything that we're going to layer on top. Picking up the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Contour Kit, I'm going to use the orange shade, and I'm going to use that to tuck it right into the crease to blend out that black color and to really soften everything up. Going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Artist Palette, I'm using the matte black color in Coal, and I'm going to layer this right over my eyelids, avoiding my crease area. With this look, I'll be adding some glitter, so you want to make sure that your base is deep and strong, just so your eyes will have that full impact. So this is one of my favorite Certify Eye glitter colors. It's black with a bunch of colorful glitter, and I'm pairing it with the glue. I'm just going to take an eye applicator, and I'm kind of saturating my applicator with that glue and just lightly patting it all over my eyelid. So then I flipped the applicator to use the lip brush side and just picked up some of the glitter, and I'm just popping that wherever I place the glue, and you can actually see that the glue is pulling the glitter off of the brush itself. I think why I love this one so much is that it's not just a solid black glitter, it's actually mixed subtly with a bunch of different colors. And using that same black eyeliner, I'm just going to trace along my lower bottom lash line a little bit thicker than I usually would, just to create some depth, and I'm doing it all the way across. So day to day, I guess I would stop 3/4 of the way, but today I'm doing it all the way across and a little bit thicker. Also be sure to fill in your waterline. So next I'm picking up a flat eye brush, and I'm just using a deep metallic brown to kind of buff out the outer edges of that eyeliner. I'm using my Clinique All About Eyes concealer because I feel like it has the highest coverage, and for this whole look I just want it to be very mask-like, very clean. So I'm going ahead and I'm putting that concealer underneath my eyes. I'm going to actually set it in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder rather than my banana powder because I want it to be nice and bright. So I'm using the Ardell 113 eyelashes. They're very dramatic, and I love, love, love these lashes. I would use them without a Halloween look. And I'm going to get started on my skull. So first of all, we're going to trace along our eye sockets, starting from your temple towards the middle point of the bridge of your nose. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other side and connect it all together. So this is basically the border of the mask. So I'm going to use a white face cream makeup that I got from Party City across my whole lower entire face, but I do want to point out that I actually did have makeup originally on before, and I had to take that off because the white and my foundation were mixing together and turning it off-white. So I started to stipple the makeup into my skin, actually pushing it in with the brush for a higher coverage. So the makeup paint kits actually came with these 2 crayons, so I'm actually going to use the black color to do an inverted triangle at the top of the mask and trace around the bulkier part of my nose. So it's actually a little bit trickier with the crayon just because we've already placed the white cream makeup, so it's kind of just sliding around. So I've decided to switch over to a pointed makeup brush and fill in the nose with the black makeup. So I'm going to simply outline the eye sockets of the skull that we've already placed. I'm just going to lightly trace along and join it to the ridge of my nose. I'm going to do that on both sides, and it's okay if things get a little bit messy. You can clean it up afterwards. So next I'm going to work on some of the cracks in the skull. That's going to give it that dramatic effect. This line is actually for the upper part of the teeth area that we are going to create next. Everything I do on one side, we're going to do it on the other. So I'm going to take a simple line and extend it from my lips, my closed lips, because the teeth that we create is going to extend into our mid cheek. So I recommend that you trace out the line very lightly first, and then you can go over it afterwards. So I'm creating these lines that are extending past my natural lips. I'm actually going to try to mimic my natural teeth spacing, and I'm trying to keep it as parallel as possible, but it doesn't matter how clean the lines are because, you know, the teeth of a skull is kind of dingy and old, so it's fine if you just quickly throw on the teeth. So now we're going to create a kind of hollow part of the cheek, and we're going to kind of try to connect it towards the bottom row of teeth, and this is creating the jaw area, so we're going to fill it in just slightly, create some depth. So for each tooth, I'm going to kind of round them out and make it a little bit pointed towards the tip of the tooth. So I'm going to do that for each individual tooth along the top and bottom row. So of course in the jawbone where the tooth ends, we're going to really want to fill in that area nicely to create that depth. And I actually am trying to make it a little bit darker at the very point of the jaw and fade it out where it'll fade out naturally because you have the white, so it turns into gray as you draw it along. So on the bottom lip, I'm kind of making it nice and dark on the inside just to make it look a little bit more creepy. And I chose to go over some of the areas with a matte black eyeshadow just to tap it in to make sure it's nice and set. So I just decided to go in with the black paint again, and I'm making some small fine cracks all over the skull just to make it look a little bit old and give it that effect. Going back in with that black crayon that I have, I'm just kind of shading all those cracks that I did just to give them some depth, so it's not just one flat line, it kind of gives it some dimension. So I was looking all over for this and I actually found it at the dollar store. It is actually just silver glitter glue. So at first I'm using a Q-tip to apply the glitter glue right across the eye socket or that border of the skull that we traced out. And next I picked up loose silver glitter flakes, and I'm just going to place that right over top of the little gaps that the glue had. I did it for more of the impact because I want it nice and dense. So I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to outline exactly where I placed the black paint on my nose with the glitter glue. So we want that glue to be all over first, so then when we use the glitter flakes, it can pick up on that glue and fill in all the gaps. So lastly, just for the hell of it, I'm going to fill in my teeth and make them nice and shiny. I'm using the glitter glue, but I'm actually being precise about where I place my Q-tip in each individual tooth, and then I'm going to use the loose flakes like we did for the border and for the nose, and we're going to pack that on, make it nice and shiny. And that's it. Me personally, I would just wear this with my natural hair down and just finger through it.